Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Little Hut podcast. And of course, as always, yours truly, Kimberly F. Brown, Brown on Cleveland, Brown, 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 that damn Brown on Cleveland inside the Little Hut podcast, the hole in the wall, the trashy show, the ghetto show that nobody wants to be connected to but me, myself, and I. That's Brown, Self, and Little Kimmy. Damn right. So, welcome. It's Wednesday evening. It's 10 on 2. And of course, I'm always purposely late because I want to make sure that my haters tune in, get on the phone, and start talking cray, 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 and start talking just simply stupid with a capital S. Before we go on, of course, I got to say hello to Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. Don't forget that if you're looking for commercial property, a single home, duplex, new development. Now, new development is going on all across the region. Call her at 216 375 3681. And if you're looking for t-shirts, you see I'm checking out my Brown on Cleveland t-shirt today because I felt like wearing it because it may be a tad bit hot in the hut tonight. Not really, because I'm going to be nice tonight. I'm not thinking about Self and Little Kimmy. I just don't want to go there tonight. But don't forget, you can call Angie Marie at New Beginnings 1111 Creations. She got t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, cups, mugs, team uniforms, and family and class reunion designer shirts. All you got to do is call her at 216 395 7335. That's 216 395 7335. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Little Hut podcast with yours truly, Brown on Cleveland. Oh, and let me show you something right quick. Give me a second. Remember, we were just talking about Angie Marie, right? Well, Angie Marie has designed these shake your pom poms t-shirts, right? So tonight, somebody's gonna walk away with the Brown on Cleveland, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms. Damn it, shake your pom poms. And it may just be you. But listen, let's get down right to it because I got to go to sleep because I am tired and I cannot wait for election 2025 to be over because I am so tired, mentally tired, drained, and blah, blah, blah. And I know you don't want to hear my pain tonight. But listen, let's talk about this garage thing that has been going on in the city of Maple Heights. And I know people are probably saying, well, Brown, hey, get off that car. You talked about the garage. You talked about the garage. Yeah, but there was a step to the garage. Just in case you didn't know yesterday, or let me recap, we know that somebody banged into Maple Heights City Garage. We know that. We know that a police report was not filed. We know that the insurance company was not contacted. And we also know that during the council meeting that the mayor, who's also the safety director of the city, she admitted that she may have made a mistake when she didn't call the police or notify the insurance company, blah, 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 blah. All right, so you caught up. You can also read the stories on Newsbreak. I did story number 1, story number 2, and story number 3 is coming up before Friday, right? Because I got to keep my viewers and my readers and my followers up to date. So here's where we are, because this is really important. Well, some council members, they really don't know what their power is. Council got a lot of power. All you got to do is read your city charter. Some people who are running may say, well, Kimberly, what's the city charter? And I would say, you know what? If you're asking me that dumb question, you don't need to be running because you don't know anything. Well, the city charter is like the Bible for the city. It gives you direction and correction about what you can and cannot do, blah, 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 blah. It's your guide. It's your roadmap. It's your Google 123. It's your Alexa. Alexa, can you play a song for me? That's what the city charter is. So before we go into the city charter, every single elected official, council person, mayor, they take an oath of office. So I pulled this from section 705.28 oath of office from the Ohio Revised Code. Now, I know darn well if you're running for office or if you are an elected official, you better know about the O, the R, and the C. So I want to read something to you real quick before I get into this shiggity boo. It says, oh, make sure you guys write this down. All right, write this down because school is in session. It says, every officer of a municipal corporation and every employee holding a position upon an annual salary before entering upon the duties of his office shall take and subscribe to an oath or affirmation, which shall be filed and kept in the office of the clerk of the municipal corporation, that he will. He will A, support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, in other words, state of Ohio, and the charter and ordinances of the municipal corporation. Number B, not be influenced by any consideration, I'm going to say that again, not be influenced by any consideration except that of merit and fitness in the appointment or discharge of employees. C, not make or authorize the expenditure of public money otherwise than for adequate consideration and efficient service to the municipal corporation. D, faithfully, in all respects, discharge the duties of his position or office. Interesting. When people get elected, they hold their right hand to God and they swear that they're going to abide by the Constitution. So let's look at this garage thing. There was a hearing held by several members of Maple Heights City Council. However, all the members of City Council did not show. The only one who had a valid excuse was Councilperson Stafford Chenette because he is out of town. So let me tell you who did not show. The council president, Ron Jackson, did not show. And this is the only time I will agree with Larry Lane, who is running for council president, when he says that Maple Heights needs a real, effective, responsible, and dedicated council president. However, it's just not him. But I will agree with his statement. I keep telling y'all, Ron Jackson has caused enough damage to the city, and he ignores the most important aspects of Maple Heights City Council. The other parties who did not attend was councilperson Tony Jones, one of the oldest serving council members. She ignored the call to go to the hearing. And then, of course, we know Tim Tatum wasn't going to show because he was probably told by somebody not to attend. So here again, their strategy was, if we don't attend, then they won't have a quorum and they can't move forward. Well, dum-dums, 4 of the council people attended, so they had a quorum. Councilwoman A.G. attended, Councilwoman Anderson attended, Councilwoman Stafford Marbury attended, and Councilwoman Madden attended to handle the business of the city for the residents. So who was at the hearing? From my understanding, I wasn't there because it was a closed meeting, although I am with the media. However, the service director was in the hot seat about the damage to the garage. Also, the safety director was in the hot seat. And we know that the safety director is also the mayor. We also know now who damaged the garage. I'm going to say it again. We know who damaged the garage. We know who is responsible for the damages of Maple Heights City Garage. And the residents of Maple Heights, they ought to be, should be outraged. This is the reason why my brother has always told me this. You don't have to be the loudest kid in the candy store, because sometimes the loudest kid in the candy store is the one who's taking and stealing the candy. In other words, stop bringing attention to yourself, because now you done brought all this attention to yourself. And I know what you did on June 6th. And I can't tell people who I'm speaking of right now because an investigation is still going on. But I know what you did. So let's look at this real quick. When the safety director did not report this to the police nor the insurance company, you got to ask yourself. So I asked self. I said, self, was this a mistake or was this plain stupidity? Self said, well, if you look at the term mistake, it simply means unexpectedly or unintentionally. However, you allow your friend to bang into the garage, and neither one of you called the police. However, what you did do, you went to an event downtown Cleveland, and you had no regards for the damage that was done to Maple Heights city property. I asked self, I said, self, do you think that this was a cover up? Well, when we looked up cover up, there were many words that came to mind. Follow me. One was conceal, and conceal simply means to hide or keep something a secret. I know damn well they weren't trying to keep this a secret. When you hide something, what you do is more like out of sight, out of mind, on a prayer that nobody would find out. I said, self, were they trying to mask this? In other words, to disguise it. So therefore, it appears to be something that it really wasn't. So therefore, you can get somebody else to pay for it, trying to make people believe that something else happened rather than what originally happened. Follow me? Follow me? Yeah, I follow myself. Okay, self. The other thing was this a type of suppression? In other words, did the people try to restrain or prevent the publication or circulation of this incident from occurring or coming out? Well, it didn't, because it came out on Newsbreak. Story number 1, number 2, and number 3 is coming. Was it a system of hush up? You know how people try to keep secrets, or they try to threaten other people, or they get people on their side because they try to play the victim. Was it hush up, or was it simply whitewash? To try and conceal unpleasant facts or make something seem better than what it is. But here's the thing, though. According to Ohio Revised Code, it says that any damages that occurs over $1,000 must be reported to the legal authority. If we go back to the oath of office, in order for people to be sitting in these seats, they take the oath of office, they raise their right hand to God, and they swear that they will abide by the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the state, in this case, the state of Ohio, and the municipal charter and city ordinance. Did that happen? Or could it have been a methodology of corruption? I said, self said, sis, it could have been corruption. And we talk about corruption, we're talking about simply being dishonest and looking at some fraudulent activities. You know, when you talk about dishonesty, this is a broad term encompassing any act of deception or lack of integrity. Now, let me think. A couple of weeks ago, it was brought to my attention a placard. And this placard had the team that is running against A.G., Anderson, and Shannette. And the team mantra is integrity and progress, or progressive and integrity. I know darn well nobody's talking about integrity on that team when this incident just happened. And people appear to be concealing situations. And the council members who simply refuse to attend the investigating hearing, that tells me something may be a little wrong with you. Maple Heights residents better pay attention. The other thing of corruption You got to look at terms like bribery, extortion, malfeasance, which is simply misconduct. And we use that in a general term for improper or unprofessional behavior. You got to look at exploitation. If somebody is taking advantage of somebody in order to get the things that they want, you got to look at wrongdoing. This is a general term for something that is morally wrong or simply illegal or simply disbasement. What happened to the garage? Well, we know. And we know who damaged the garage. So, everybody, everyone in the region should be concerned about this issue. And the fact of the matter is, nobody can pull the race card on this one. Nobody can say somebody's picking on someone because of sexism or colorism. Nobody can say it. Nobody can say that this was a set up. Nobody can say it. Nobody can say that somebody was framed. No one can say it. No one can make any excuse for what happened. No one. And no one better say, well, you know what, Kimberly? You know what, Self? It's happening everywhere. I don't give a crap about that. The fact of the matter is, it happened here. We have a lot of people who have gone to jail for less, who are going to jail for more. I don't know if this is a criminal offense. I just simply know that it appears to be the work of manipulation. It appears to be a work of pure stupidity. It appears to be the work of somebody who's trying to be slick. Remember that song that Johnny Guitar Watson made? He said, it's a real mother. It's a bitch. There's somebody out here doing slick, trying to be a trick. It appears to be one of those situations. Y'all, listen, I don't know. But what I will say is this. Election 2025 is crucial, extremely crucial, not just in my city where I live. You know, the city of Cleveland, where a whole lot of folks who have gone to jail. Not just in East Cleveland, where they're going to jail and hell. Unfortunately so. But the microscope is on the city of Maple Heights. You guys have a crucial election coming. And this situation alone already tells you who not to vote for and who to vote for. It also tells you this. It tells you what council persons on city council you need to get rid of as soon as possible. It's my prayer that they just retire. I'm going to go back to this oath of office, and it says this: not be influenced by any consideration except that of merit and fitness and the appointment or discharge of employees. Council members, elected officials are supposed to support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, which is Ohio, and the charter and ordinances of the municipal corporation. It does not say, Mr. Tatum, Mr. Jackson, and Ms. Jones, that when issues come up regarding your friend, I don't care if it was your friend, you as a council person must stand on the side of right. Not sometimes, but all the time. And the mere fact that you guys purposely avoided that most important meeting to talk about taxpayers' dollars and to protect the citizens of the city of Maple Heights. You should do Maple Heights a favor and resign tomorrow or resign right now. My name is Kimberly Brown. Oh, and one last thing. Do y'all remember that movie, The Django, with Jamie Foxx and Samuel L. Jackson? Well, I ain't want to gossip. You ain't heard it from me. But Council President Ron Jackson reminds me of that character that Samuel Jackson was playing. Remember when he was finding out some stuff about Jamie Foxx, and he called Jamie Foxx, you know that word I can't stand. And he was like, hey, bossa, bossa, that crazy. Let me tell you what he doing. Everything Jamie Foxx would do, he went to tell his master. He was a coon. Listen, y'all. Maple Heights, y'all better wake up. Take back y'all city. Make sure y'all make the right decision. Not sometimes, but all ways, every time. Do what's right by the city, do what's right by the citizens, and you guys will survive. Listen, I told you, me and Kimmy Self wasn't going to be with you long. Oh, by the way, Kimmy said that she's going to quit the show. And I said, why? She says, because she wanted me to tell y'all who ran into the garage. But I tried to tell Kimmy, I can't right now because, it's under investigation and I can't reveal certain things, as media. But there's some things I can talk about and I will talk about, on News Break. But Kimmy is not happy about that because her thing was this. Didn't they drag you, sis? I said, yeah. She said, didn't they try to scandalize your name? I said, yeah. She said, didn't they try to shame you? I said, yeah. And she said, why in the hell are you trying to be so nice? I said, I'm not being nice. I'm just being correct and right. Brown on Cleveland, she don't understand it, so she can take herself right on. She ain't got to come back to the Let Her podcast. Show don't. I said it. So listen, you guys, I don't know who's in the chat, but if you're in the chat and you would like a Shake Your Pom Pom t-shirt, the first two people in the chat, besides Angie Marie, you get yourself a brand new Shake Your Pom Poms, Shake Your Pom Poms, Shake Your Pom Poms. And I'm throwing that right there. And don't forget, on Friday, Angie Marie is actually making me I Hate the Little Hut podcast, Kimberly F. Brown t-shirt. And I will be sporting that t-shirt. And if you want one of those, you can get that too, darn it. Yeah! So listen, I got to go. Y'all better take care of that situation in Maple Heights. Somebody may be going to jail or hell. Hopefully neither, because, I want that to happen. But hell, if it does, they can go join Ken Johnson and Bashir Jones and go where Barbara Bird Bennett was. Don't care. Not a hater. I just believe that, hey, you get what you deserve, especially when you are on the wrong train, not the train to midnight, train to Georgia, but that train to hell. Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. Gotta go. I gotta go. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk to you on Friday. I hope I can tell you by Friday because I should be able to have more information. Oh, don't forget, you don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on the show. You don't have to be a star, but damn it, you got to be bold. Thank you for coming into the Little Hot Podcast. Always enjoy you. Sometimes I like you. Sometimes I Brown. That damn Brown on Cleveland. Kimmy, I can't believe you're going to leave the show. All right, bye. Hey, me and Self will just do what we need to do. We don't care about that, Kimmy. Bye. They don't like you anyway, Kimmy. Woo! You guys have a great evening. I'm going to sleep, y'all. Woo! The Little Hut Podcast.